Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. The clock is ticking on you. It's ticking on you in so many ways. Obviously, we are all going to meet our maker. And many of us, we focus on things like, and words like legacy. You know, your legacy, it is what it is. And I hate to break your bubble here, but you're not going to be remembered that long. Your kids will remember you. Your grandkids will remember you. Maybe your great-grandkids will remember you. But that's about it. So you got about a 50 to 100 year span of people remembering you. I don't remember anybody beyond my great-grandfather. Now, we're running Ancestry, and it's going to make me a little more curious. But the overwhelming majority of your family members don't know who so-and-so was, and they won't care. Now, what's going to change that a little bit for us, our generation, is the amount of memory we have. Memory meaning data. So, you know, I can memorialize my life longer because my son, you know, all my sons now will have digital footprints of dad. And they can say, well, this was your dad. And it won't be like those old pictures where that was a reverse image of Billy the Kid. You know, that's why people thought he was a left-hander, but it was a right-hander, you know. No, they'll know because there's video of me. There's lots of pictures of me. So you don't have to guess what did great-great-great-great-grandpa Kevin look like, you know. That's me. And they'll watch me arguing with liberals, and they'll read my books. And there's enough of a documentary, you know, there's enough documentation for me to live on a little longer than normal. And you too. You don't have to have a book. You don't have to appear on Fox or any other place. People will know who you are because now we have a bigger digital footprint. Now, will they care is a whole other thing. But you'll have little memory things and go, then this is, you know, your great grandpa's, you know, instead of an urn, you'll keep their little, what do they call it? These cards you stick in your USB port, you know, a little memory device. That'll be your life. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. I remember my great grandfather, we put him on VHS tapes. Then we converted those to CDs or DVDs, and that's his archive right now. And don't be surprised, my older brother keeps all this stuff. If he's now got that moved over to a little memory card. So that's the way we can remember each other. Now, my great grandfather, we first recorded him on 8mm camera, and then that got transferred to VHS, yada yada yada. But now we can remember more. But even with that. So you may get another generation or two, or somebody goes, hey, you want to see your great-great-great-great-grandpa? Here he is. And you won't look like those old videos where, you know, it's moving and it's choppy and, you know, you're throwing and you can barely see him, you know, and the shadows make white guys look like Miles Davis. It won't be that. They will see you clear as day, know exactly who you are, what you stood for. And you're going to actually look like it looks, you know, there will be no difference in how it looks. I mean, when I used to look at the old recordings that my grandfather would take, even stuff when we went on vacation, they would look like, wow, that looks really old. My kids would look at that and go, what the heck is that stuff? But it's no longer that antiquated. I mean, not today. By today's standards, there's not going to be a big gap between what we have now and what they have. Maybe everything will move to moving pictures and video, or, you know, stuff like that. But that's what it's going to be. You know, so let me just go back to legacy. My point is, I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about, you know, what happens to the next generation of kids and instilling in them the idea that they have to do something to preserve their 2 or 3 generations beyond them, and so on and so forth. And of course, there comes a point where it doesn't matter. You know, we're going to die. We know this. And, you know, go spend some time, have fun in your life. And, you know, after you fought the good fight, and that'll be it. But I do want to ask this question of you. And that is, are you better off under Donald Trump in the year plus, roughly a year that he's been in office? Or are you better off in any year of Obama? Just, I can tell you unequivocally, I am better off in the 1 year of Donald Trump than I was better off in any year you pick for Barack Obama. And I'm not trying to be mean to Barack Obama. It's just the truth. Now, if you want to be one of the people to say, well, he did inherit a mess from Bush, fine. So he had 4 years that we'll give him credit for that. Then he supposedly turned everything around. In the last 4 years, did you improve, yes or no? I tweeted this about Trump. I said, when is the Nobel Committee going to give Trump his prize? Remember, Barack Obama was given a Nobel Peace Prize within weeks of taking office. It was so embarrassing to him. He was like, oh, geez, I mean, how would I get this? Remember your thoughts when he got it? My thoughts were this. You just diminished your award, an award that I used to hold in esteem. You just diminished it in a second. How could you give that award to Barack Obama? He was in the midst of 3 wars and had done nothing. He'd merely won the presidency, and that was enough. Black man gets a president. Okay, well, let's give him something. If that's all it takes, look, that's a low bar for black folks. That's insulting. If I'm going to win the Nobel Peace Prize, I want to win it. I don't want any affirmative action grade. I want to win it. I want people to go, Kevin Jackson won that award, and it was worth it. That's why I told you guys, I've become so what's the word I'm looking for? Anti-award, because they're watered down. They're a bunch of people who fight to get recognition among themselves. And it shouldn't be that way. If somebody recognizes you legitimately, you are one of the best in your craft. I think, and I'm going to put it out there, I think that my team we collectively are one of the best, we call them thought leaders. We're the best, one of the best thought leadership groups in the country. I'd put our work up against anybody. And, do people come up with some more clever things than we do? Absolutely. But as a whole, our dedication to being thought leaders is second to none. And if somebody wants to recognize that, great. If they don't, it's okay. I don't need the trophy. I don't need an award show. Just, okay, I'm cool. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing all this up is Time is going to be choosing their person of the year. And one of my friends tweeted this. If Time magazine can find another man that's created 1+ million jobs, 2 trillion rather, in the stock market, that's actually 5.5 trillion, and defeated ISIS in just 9 months, they should name him man of the year. So I don't know what they're looking for. And by the way, it isn't man of the year. If they were going to name a man of the year, then why not consider Hillary, right? Yeah, you were paying attention. See, I don't know how to wake y'all up. I saw you snicker. Yeah. So did the audience. There were people in the audience that snickered too. Don't feel bad. Feel good. No, look, person of the year, Donald Trump. Hands down. Hands down. Nobody thought he would win the election. They all thought he was going to be some hothead to get us into wars. He isn't. They thought he knew nothing about foreign policy. He's been a rock star. They thought he knew nothing about domestic policy. He's been a rock star. If you want to criticize him, if you're just looking for something, talk about his tweeting. Fine. I'm with Donald Trump and the strategy of why he tweets 100%. He's caught up in minutia. Nothing Donald Trump tweets about is minutia. Nothing. He tweeted about that black dude whose son, stuck in. Yeah, he did. He did. He tweeted about an ingrate who he got 3 kids, black kids, freed from China, and the leftist media was going to make no big deal about it. The only way for them to pick up the story is for him to tweet about it, about the father who was an ingrate, who should be happy that the president got his son out, and he's out there talking about he didn't do anything for me. Because you know what it did? It highlighted Barack Obama's inability to free other people. It showcased leftism at its finest, that it cannot appreciate anything no matter what, even when it involves your children. Their children, they don't care. And there are so many other things it highlighted. It highlighted these entitled young black kids who go over to a foreign land to represent America and showcase leftism at its finest. And the father helped. And you know what the left did? Donald Trump shouldn't have been tweeting about that. He's so mean. He's going after that man. No, he isn't. He's going after protecting America, saying, look, I just did my job. And you don't want to even recognize that I did my job? Don't worry about it. I got the news cycle. Don't worry, CNN, MSNBC, anybody else. I'll give you something to talk. Let's give them something to talk about. I love when he does this stuff. There's no frivolous tweets with Trump. It all has a meaning. And just because you don't get it, don't think it doesn't have a meaning. The man's pretty smart. In fact, he's very smart.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.